Perhaps the driver pulled the lever by mistake. A lady and a stout gentleman stood on Toby's platform. He was, of course, Sir Topham Hatt. "Come on, grandfather," cried the children. "Do look at this engine." "Is it electric? But trams are electric, aren't they? May we go in it, grandfather, please?" All were sorry, and Sir Topham Hatt and his family thanked everyone. "Come again soon," replied Toby. We will," called the children. And they waved till... Sir Topham Hatt was having breakfast. He was eating toast and marmalade. The butler came in. "I'm sorry, my dear," he said to his wife. "Thomas is in trouble with the police." And Sir Topham Hatt was enjoying hot porridge for breakfast. "I shall put them in my trunk," Sir Topham Hatt said to his wife, "before the photographs are taken." Then he set off to catch his... He saw them everywhere he went. The line here crosses a narrow road. "He tricked us," shouted Bulgy's passengers. "He wanted us to think railways are no good."
It was Lady Hatt's birthday, and Sir Topham had a new outfit. "It's perfect for my birthday party," said his wife. "You'll look splendid, Topham, dear. And I'll wear my finest hat just for you." "It is, so don't be late." Sir Topham Hatt's wife was waiting for him. Tired, but triumphant, he gave his wife the flowers. "Well, thank you, my dear. I knew this was my special birthday party, but I didn't know it was fancy dress." And then the party began. When the bride and groom left the church for the party, Lady Hatt was feeling hot and tired. She took her troubles out on Annie and Clarabelle. "Those coaches are old and uncomfortable. Why don't you use them as beach huts instead?" To admit they could be smartened up. They were just about to board Harold. "Please take us up, Harold, before there's another disturbance." To take them somewhere special. "What a beautiful boat!" exclaimed the children, with his wife beside him. "It's so nice to be away from the railway for once." "And far cleaner," she replied. But life on the river is very different from that on the rails. The family were enjoying themselves so much that they forgot to watch where they were going. "Oh, botheration," said Sir Topham Hatt. "We're stuck." And they were. Percy saw the commotion and stopped. "Yes, indeed there is. This is the life, isn't it, my dear?" Soon they arrived at a small station. There was Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle. "My!" exclaimed Lady Hatt. "What splendid coaches! So much more suitable than those old beach huts on wheels." No one said a word.
So happy, it's true.
And how is Lady Hatt? Yes.
Was repaired in time for the opening of Elephant Park. "Everyone loves the elephant in the lake," said Lady Hatt. "Even if it was a mistake," added Sir Topham Hatt. Smart serving hatch. Sir Topham Hatt agreed he could become the island's only vegetable stand on wheels. At the airfield, there was another problem. "But I've been looking forward to the grand opening all week." "And I, my dear, will find a solution." And he did.
Topham, you cannot be serious. Me ride in this?
Soon the hot air balloon rose into the sky. The hot air balloon was floating peacefully through. Lady Hatt was enjoying herself. "The new line looks splendid," she said. "Thank you, my dear," replied Sir Topham Hatt. Then there was trouble. "Hold tight."
I want to get out,
demanded Lady Hatt. "Not now, dear," said Sir Topham Hatt.
My hat is ruined, cried Lady Hatt.
"So is mine," said Sir Topham Hatt. Before long, Sir Topham Hatt and Lady Hatt were safely on the ground. Sir Topham Hatt declared the new line open. "With special thanks to Skarloey," he said, "for helping us get here." "Here comes Gordon!" cried the passengers. And it was Lady Hatt's birthday. The band played beautifully. Lady Hatt was very happy. It was the best birthday party ever. And the flower show was an enormous success. On the night the painting was to be shown for the first time, all the engines were there. When the mayor pulled a cord to show his picture, very proud to be the spirit of Sodor. Later, Thomas puffed proudly into Knapford Station with Annie and Clarabelle. He was very excited. Sir Topham Hatt, Lady Hatt, and Sir Topham Hatt's mother were waiting in their best clothes. The station master loaded the picnic baskets. Thomas smiled. Sir Topham Hatt, his wife, and his mother looked at the fields, but they didn't smile. The fields had just been plowed into thick brown mud. "We can't picnic here, but hurry up, my mother's getting very hungry." At the castle station, Sir Topham Hatt spoke to the station master. Sir Topham Hatt, his wife, and his mother were bounced and bumped inside the carriage. Sir Topham Hatt, his wife, and his mother got off the train. And with a low toot, his wife and his mother were sitting sadly in the living room. When they arrived at Knapford, they could hardly believe their eyes. There were banners and balloons, smiled from ear to ear. "This is the best birthday picnic ever," smiled Sir Topham Hatt's mother. Thomas was delighted. Rusty had not returned with the brass band. This was the first to hear the sound. "If the brass band is with Rusty," said Sir Topham Hatt, "we'll have the concert there. Let the concert begin." All the engines blew their whistles, and Rusty tunefully tooted his two-tone horn loudest of all. Thomas arrived at the picnic. The blankets were laid out, and everyone was having a wonderful time. Thomas reached the picnic just in time. "Quick," tooted Thomas, "there's a big storm coming." And so was Sir Topham Hatt. "Well done, Thomas and Jeremy," he boomed. "Together you have saved the picnic. You are both really useful." And Thomas had never felt prouder to be a steam engine. "Sir Topham is sick," she announced grandly. "He has lost his voice." "Sir Topham has given me a list of jobs," Lady Hatt continued. "Listen very carefully. Gordon is to collect cars of china from Knapford and take them to Brendam Docks. He must pull the cars very slowly. James is to shunt freight cars in the coal yard. He must be as busy as a bee. And Toby is to take visitors from Maithwaite to the Scottish castle. He must go as fast as Gordon's express." "You're in charge now, Percy," said Lady Hatt, and she left. Just then, Thomas puffed in from his morning's work. When Sir Topham Hatt and his family arrived, they were very excited. They climbed on board Rusty's car. Rusty took them to the start of their hike. "We'll see you later at the cafe," boomed Sir Topham Hatt. He had to go back to the place Sir Topham Hatt and his family had started from. When Rusty arrived at Hill Farm, he found Sir Topham Hatt and his family. "But we're having a wonderful day," boomed Sir Topham Hatt. "Goodbye, Rusty," called the children. "You can go home now." Sir Topham Hatt, Lady Hatt, and the Duke and Duchess of Boxford were waiting on the platform at Kelslorn. It blew Sir Topham Hatt's top hat right off his head. Sir Topham Hatt was very cross. He was very worried. "Thomas," boomed Sir Topham Hatt, "you know engines must go slowly through station." And, Sir Topham Hatt added, "My hat has blown away. I must have my hat." and he chuffed quickly away. When Thomas arrived, or maybe even better, Mayor, Sir Topham, and Lady Hatt were waiting at the harbor. They could see Thomas racing towards them. "Slow down, Thomas!" boomed Sir Topham Hatt. The Mayor, Sir Topham, and Lady Hatt could not believe their eyes. The Mayor, Sir Topham Hatt, and Lady Hatt were still waiting. They were happy to see Thomas, and they were happy to see the Mayor's sailing boat. "Thomas," boomed Sir Topham Hatt, "I see you have decided that full steam." And as he watched the boat slide into the water, Toby stopped smoothly at the picnic. Everybody applauded, and so was Sir Topham Hatt. "Toby, you have done a very good job," he said. This time there was no race. The two friends arrived together at the Sodor show. Sir Topham and Lady Hatt were very pleased. When Duncan arrived at the farm, the farmer was pleased to see him, and he had been a really useful engine.
Bertie found Lady Hatt, who whooped and waved. Lady Hatt told her husband, "Sodor is saved." The mayor, Sir Topham Hatt, and Lady Hatt stood by the new tower.
Great Waterton is no longer lost. Welcome to the town of Great Waterton.
And even Lady Hatt joins in case she finds a clue.
Arrived at the medal ceremony just in time. And Lady Hatt gave the firefighter his medal. The children were very happy. "You're a hero." "And you're our hero, Thomas." At last, Percy puffed into Maithwaite Station. "All aboard." "Oh, that sounds lovely. First of all, I'd like to go to the duck pond." And Lady Hatt climbed on board. He was supposed to take Lady Hatt to the bandstand. That was her special trip. Lady Hatt stood by the duck pond. She liked watching the ducks. At last, Lady Hatt was back on board. "Next, I'd like to go to the windmill." Lady Hatt was pleased. "Hello, Dusty. How are you?" "Now, Percy, I'd like to see the bluebells in the woods. It would be the perfect end to my special..." Lady Hatt wandered off to admire the bluebells. Lady Hatt came out of the woods. "Percy, is something the matter?" "Oh, I love surprises. Why didn't you tell me?" So Lady Hatt climbed quickly on board. Percy had arrived with Lady Hatt on time. The band started to play. "Oh, what a lovely surprise. Thank you for getting me here on time, Percy." It had been really useful. "I want to get out," demanded Lady Hatt. "Not now, dear," said Sir Topham Hatt.